Good morning, all. It is a frosty morning out there this morning. Quite chilly out. Winter is definitely here. Anyways, made it over to the studio, and today's plan is to do painting number 5 of this mini series. And if you just happened upon this video, I'm basically taking 10 different art styles, 9 or 10, I can't remember exactly, I always do this. 9 or 10 different art styles throughout the month of December and doing little mini paintings. I have 4 done so far, and I'll flip the camera on and show you those. But first, here's a quick introduction in case you're wondering who I am. Hi there, I'm Stacy, the encaustic mixed media artist behind Studio Stacy. Encaustic literally means to burn in. So I paint with beeswax and a torch, and because it's mixed media, pretty much anything else I can get my hands on. If you're new around here, welcome. If you're a returning viewer, welcome back. Consider subscribing and joining this artsy community. Don't forget to hit that thumbs up button, which helps me get introduced to more like-minded artsy folks like yourself. All right, here's the 4 styles I have so far. We have Cubism, Art Nouveau, Surrealism, and Pointillism. And soon to be added to this collection is Abstract. I have this incredibly rough sketch here, and I think I'm going to tweak this a little bit more. Mainly I was thinking kind of these lines here, like this was kind of my idea, would be a little bit like a tree trunk, but they're really skinny lines, so I think I'm going to make them slightly bigger. So I'm going to redo this sketch before I stick anything down onto this painting, just to kind of see where I'm going to go. And I think I'll probably use some colored pencils with this as well. All right, I thought while I worked on this sketch, I would talk to you a little bit about abstract art. So abstract art is focused on capturing the subject in its simplest form. The word abstract means to separate or withdraw something from something else. The art style relies on colors, lines, shapes, contrast, and textures as the primary focus. An important quality in a good abstract art is when all of these elements come together to evoke a certain emotion, good or bad, from the viewer. Who started the abstract art movement has been a subject of debate, but it's safe to state that it became popular in the 1900s. Abstract art can even be seen as early as in the Tang Dynasty in 618 to 907. However, Wassily Kandinsky is generally credited as the pioneer of abstract art in 1910 and broke away from the traditions of figurative art to produce his first untitled abstract watercolor. Kandinsky is one of the first to truly embrace completely abstract compositions. Abstract art's main purpose is to spark the imagination and invoke a personal emotional experience. The best abstract art can create a different experience depending on one's personality or mood. Abstract art is an escape from reality and is vastly open to interpretation. As long as you have an open mind, abstract art is there for you to experience it however you want. The large number of abstract movements that have developed over the last century just shows how open-ended the genre is. Abstract expressionism, cubism, color field, and minimalism are just a few examples of abstract art movements. The art style has paved the way for artistic freedom. What started out as a rebellion against the constraints of academia, abstract art has become an incredibly versatile genre that continues to evolve to this day. Like many of these other art movements that I have talked about, or art styles, I am by no means an expert in abstract art,
And as you will see as this video goes along, I'm finding it a lot more difficult, even though I've dabbled a bit in some abstract art, but I'm finding it a lot more difficult to actually create an abstract piece. So I would like to know, if you're an abstract artist, how do you kind of master this technique? I'd love to know. Let me know down there below in the comments if you're an abstract artist, if you've dabbled at all in abstract art, and if you have you been successful or not? So anyways, I'll let you get back to this video. Sit back and enjoy the music, and let's see how this finished piece comes out.
All right, I think I kind of have that sketch a little bit finalized. Now I just need to see if I can kind of figure this out. I keep looking down because the sketch is down there. But now I need to figure out if I can do this with the encaustic wax. And I'm trying to kind of convey a sense of like wildness, maybe a little bit frantic kind of a feeling with this particular painting. I don't know if it's coming across. I think it kind of is. I don't know. We'll see. I'm debating about taking out the blue color. I'm definitely keeping in kind of the red, because reds tend to portray kind of fear, franticness, things like that. And I want to keep in the yellows and greens because they portray a little bit more of like wilderness. Browns, the trees are brown, kind of wild. So I'm just debating on the blue. We'll see. All right, I switched the blue out for a green, and I think I like that better. Sorry about the glare right there, but you can see here and here. I switched that out to a dark green color, and I think that's better. Also, what I think I'm gonna do is use these Derwent Inktense pencils to draw right onto this little 4x4 matte board painting. It already has clear encaustic medium and a white encaustic paint over top. And these Derwent Inktense pencils work really nice with the encaustic. So that's the plan, at least for the first layers, and then I'm gonna kind of see how it's coming along and go from there.
All right, now that I have this sketched out onto the painting, in order to set the Derwent pencils into this painting, I need to fuse it. So I'm fusing it with the torch, and then I'm going back over it again with a layer of clear encaustic medium. And this is just going to make sure it's really fused in before I start to add in encaustic paint colors, because I obviously don't want any of these layers to peel off of the surface. So I just want to make sure everything is fused in nicely before adding in the encaustic paint.
title, I had a feeling that this one was going to take me the longest. I am not an abstract painter. I've dabbled here and there in some abstract pieces, but it's actually a little bit more difficult for me. And for anybody out there that thinks abstract is easy, just want to be first to say it is not. There's a whole lot of color theory that goes behind creating an abstract painting, along with a lot of other things that go behind, like, you know, just lots of art theory, art principles that go behind creating a good abstract painting. So this took a lot of tweaking for me. I think it's pretty good. I'm going to call it good. I'm going to leave it here for now. And maybe someday I'll go back and tweak it, but I'm much happier with it than what I was a few, maybe like 45 minutes ago, because I kept tweaking and making slight little changes here and there. But let me flip the camera around and I'll show you also the state of the studio. And I'll show you this painting as well. All right, here's what the studio looks like. I've gotten out more paint. The sketch is still sitting there. Oh, along with a bunch of scribbly lines at the bottom of that from going through the encaustic writer, getting some of the paint out when I switched to various different colors. So then if I pan over here, here is the painting, which I'll come back to, and the state of the griddle, which I've actually already cleaned up twice now. And lots of drips on the counter here. So anyways, let me get you a couple close-ups of this painting. All right, here it is. The lighting is pretty good, I think, on it. I lightened up some of this darker area down here, lightened up the trees a lot. And I think it's pretty good. So, oh, that's worse as far as the color goes. Let me see if I can't get a slightly better color. All right, I had to lay this flat to get a little bit better color on it. I think you can see that. And like I said, I'm pretty happy with it now. Maybe I'll come back and tweak it again. Who knows? But for now, I think it's done.
And now it's time to move on to decorating the Christmas tree and decorating the barndominium. Apparently the weather agrees with us, as it has started to snow, adding a lovely festive feel to the evening. Thank you so very, very, very much for watching. I hope you are having a festive and wonderful holiday season. Don't forget, if you like the video, please give it a thumbs up. It really does help me out, and we will see you on the next one. Bye for now.